They help you to tune your business better.
What's one mistake to avoid?
Don't think English.
What's a fintech trend you think is totally overhyped?
AI is a little overhyped.
The future of Bharat fintech is.
Zini.
Welcome Rajesh to Level Up. Pleasure having you here. We've worked together in the past, but first time I think we're going to come into this setting where we understand your business model. Welcome to Level Up.
Thank you so much, Devansh. It's a lot of pleasure seeing you from someone who's working on the industry and taking up the efforts to communicate about the industry, communicate about the startup as a work culture, the founders, their backgrounds. So I think the effort that you're doing equally like the efforts that we're doing on the other side, I think this is what creates the new wave of India. So I'm just happy to be playing this together.
Wonderful. Great. Most fintechs chase urban customers, right? But BranchX has focused beyond the metro, beyond probably tier 1 also to tier 2, tier 3 cities on kirana shops, mom and pop retailers. What made you bet on this segment? And what do most people misunderstand about the real Bharat opportunity?
Sajid, my partner. Yeah. So Sajid one day called and Sajid said, Rajesh, we're going to do one more startup together. And I said, no, Sajid, we're going to go for again endless sleepless nights building something and stuff and all. So then he said, no, this is different. He said, this is not about those fancy vertical stories that we're building. We're going for something that is very common to us. Right. And I said, what is this? He said, look here, do you remember? Because, both of us are lived in India and we lived in the Middle East. So we always have this connect about this uncle's store somewhere next door,
Correct.
Jo kone pe hota hai India. I mean, every
Kirana
last
store, yeah.
kirana store. And he said, look, we can do something because we see massive change in the way everybody is progressing. And he's progressing from his inventory. But the rest of the way he treats the whole thing is stuck in his 90s. He's all of a sudden got a QR code. He's got new large store from a small patla wala, the wooden shutters to now it's a proper shuttered store. Right. And then the modernity has happened. But when it comes to the payment cycles and the way he's managing his inventory, managing his store, they're still treated from very archaic. So his Raju runs it. Raju doesn't turn up. He gets upset. All of a sudden, Raju comes and says that I'm joining a new place. Yeah. So it's not like Raju is stuck for generations anymore. Now, our man's son himself is now working in Bangalore from Nashik because he's got a beautiful job with Infosys or TCS. Or probably daughter and the son-in-law is migrating. So there is nobody out there to solve the problem of that particular store guy. And the stores are everywhere. And then we looked at the numbers. And you're talking about around 10% of India's economy is retail economy. That's huge. Then we go deeper. We realize that every store on an average keeps around 3 people working there. That's huge production of employment in India. And on the other end, we think there are no Zeptos and Blinkits are really creating the new wave. So when you really look to all this deeper, we realize that there is a huge potential to transform these kiranas across India because their problems are the same, because it's no more octroi, multiple taxation structures. Everything is the same. It's eased. Supply chains have eased, but there is huge wastage. For your information, 30,000 crore worth of material is becoming expired every year. Efficiency issues. So we're talking about the legacy issues, you're talking about efficiency issues, and on the other end, you have the e-commerce and quick commerce are literally threatening these people about their existence. So we said, look, there is so many things to solve, but there must be a reason why others are not trying to solve it. And Sajid be Sajid don't take no to an answer, right? So he pushes me, he just asks me to, get more and more involved and go study, why don't we go and speak to those guys and so on. So we go deeper and deeper, we find more and more problems. So from there happened the BranchX journey about creating impact-based a fintech, where we're creating a neobank for retailers, not for the consumers.
Correct.
Yeah. But we realize that B2B2C is extremely painful to build further, and the problem is more severe at the retailer end. If I can solve the problems at the retailer end,
Maybe
he
it'll
will
get
solve
transmitted to the
transmitted to the consumer.
Correct.
So it made a lot more sense for us to then focus on what is
The retailer.
real pain point is, which is the retailer. This is what we did. Yes.
Got it. So financial inclusion is a buzzword, right?
Right.
But what does it actually look like on the ground when you're talking to these retailers
Right.
in tier 2, tier 3 cities, right? How do you measure real impact in terms of wealth creation or cost savings, and you're empowering the retailers?
Right. See, you look at a small village or a small town. These retailers have been there around for
Correct.
sensibly long time.
Correct.
They are institutions
Small
in that
mom
town.
and pop shops.
Small mom and pop stores. And you see them everywhere. It's not
Hmm.
like, there's just a problem of a particular area. And they also are not just the businessmen. COVID, that's when we met
Yeah.
online,
Yeah.
And when the quick commerce or
not
platforms were
there.
charging you hundreds or 89 for a service, these guys were giving you udhar
Hmm.
with a clear understanding that there is a high chance that you may not pay for a long time because you're not going for work.
Hmm.
This is happening
Correct.
across India. Right.
Correct.
We don't look at that. We say that, look, convenience hai, urban hai.
Urban hai,
Yeah. But reality is that they were also delivering without charging any convenience fee.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
No convenience fee, udhar. And then on top of it, their khatas are very primitive,
Hmm.
just to mention.
Ah.
And also giving you a situation that, they don't ask. Normally they used to ask by the month, and now you know that you're stuck, you had COVID, you're stuck at home. They're not even asking you to pay the bills for the month. Consider they're small businessmen.
Correct.
They can equally get affected. So when you really look at them, inclusivity is about his capability to use the old technology to service a new reality.
Hmm.
One, so there is a huge opportunity for a fintech to play. On the other hand, UPI. Because of UPI, you had all of a sudden collection machines have come.
Hmm.
Banks get got connected.
Hmm.
So, but is it really efficiently connected that, this businessman could benefit out of all this new developments that is happening? No. Because data from an OEM to a distributor to a retailer, the ERP literally pushes from the retailer into the distributor into the retailer, and the data ends there. Now the consumption is not gathered real time. Consumption is only gathered by probably the payment collection. But
Correct.
that's not inventory. That's payment. This is two different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And then if somehow we can connect this piece too, and that's where we come in.
Hmm.
We do very simple, good looking, ease of use technologies deployed at the retailer end, connecting the back end to the DMS, the distribution plug, back to even to the OEM plug. And on the other end, we have a capability
front
to
end.
have a rewards, loyalty, and a consumer solution so that they can also start picking up their products like a modern,
An
trade.
app, yeah, modern.
And if we can somehow connect that, and as an AI company, what do? We see data a lot more clearly.
Hmm.
And if we push this data from across India, retail is going to be $2 trillion by 2030.
Wow.
Retail,
How much is it right now?
that's around less than $1 trillion. That's around 950 billion.
Wow. So
Right.
2x in a
2x.
span of
More
4
than 2x
years.
is going to be happening. So this is happening right in front of your eyes. And then it's getting organized. From 8% organized to 12% organized, it's literally becoming 25 to 30% organized by the same period.
Hmm.
So when this organization is happening, do you want to leave those kirana shops that helped you to grow up to die? To kill all those real estate that is out there in the local area? Just think about the real estate vacancy that is going to happen if all these stores are going to vacate and everybody is going to only order. This is one. Second is about how many percentage buys online. Surprisingly, 45% of the people buys online and offline. So it's not like we are completely online people.
Correct.
So
No one is completely online.
no one is completely
yeah.
online. So as a fintech, I see opportunities then to see that, hey, look, I can get paid. I can enable the payment. I can allow the settlements happen. I can connect it to a bank better and tell this retailer day in, day out, how much of your revenue that you earn day on day, barring taxes, EBITDA for a retailer.
Hmm.
And it's doable. We're not just talking about just giving a katha. We're just telling that, we'll tell you real-time analytics in your language. Marathi mein. I'm going to speak and I'm going to get answers in Marathi.
Hmm.
That's what we're building.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's inclusion, right?
That's inclusion
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you talk to them in their own language, culturally you are setting a relationship with them in
Right.
that manner.
Right.
And I think that's also inclusion.
Yes,
It's not only
yes.
about finance, but it's
Yeah,
overall
yeah.
inclusion
So we're just transforming the whole category
category.
by just being with him. We're just saying that, look, we understand your pain point. This machine, this software is going to be along with you. And you remember we were ahead of the game in the AI. We
At
were
that point in time.
At that point in time, we were doing Google Dialogflow.
With Genie and
Genie.
Yeah.
So Genie has become aggressive now. Then we were doing it in Google Dialogflow. We had around X number of people who were just doing creatively hand-holding and building this using the old Adobe. Now it is becoming more easier with generative AI. So we using you deployed from, so we're not stuck with the Google. Now we moved into multiple generative
Gen
AI
AI,
processes,
yeah.
and we're just building it faster and better.
Yeah, of course. And that's how you also evolved over that 3 to 4 years.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So we've kind of become a AI first neobank for retailers, literally focusing, hopefully going deeper and deeper into every other pin code. As Government of India has come a digital pin code, our focus is that how many digital pin codes we can be there in a limited period of time.
But do you all lend also to the retailers?
Our idea is an embedded finance.
Yeah.
And
Because I remember we had lending.
Exactly.
But that was for the end users at
No,
that
that was
point.
for the end user. Now we've shifted this to say that, look, if I know where your inventory is coming,
Why don't I lend you?
why don't I lend it to you? Because I'm going to tell you, look, boss, this juice, and I know that this is going to be expired in 3 weeks' time. And if AI is going to pick it up and say that, look, since you sell juices in the morning, and this particular juice is going to expire, why don't you keep selling juices with some bundling act in the morning and push it out? Number one. Number two, I know that you're selling more and more juices now from last month because of this addition input
This new
that I
idea.
gave. Yeah. So because I know that then this is what is going to happen, I'm going to put this back into the bank and say that, look, this guy is not incrementally improving his business based on data points. So banks from all of a sudden from a structured credit score mechanism, we're going to give them a 360-degree credit score mechanism telling that, look, other data, why he is growing, and why he's increasing his footprint in the area with more SKUs, managed better SKUs, managing his cash flow. Why don't you lend it to him and ensure that that business succeeds in that corner and you as a bank wins out of it?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Makes sense. So, talking about innovation, BranchX is betting big on voice-led, vernacular banking, and AI-first solutions, right? What inspired this direction, and what unique challenges have you faced building for a multilingual, digitally hesitant audience, basically?
Right. Founders. Sajid, Keralite, born and brought up in the Middle East.
Correct.
Father was in Nashik because my father was posted in Nashik.
Nashik.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Keralite boy again, but while we were thinking about shifting to Nashik, he was actually again further shifted to Manali.
Okay.
I went to Kerala. Right. Studied across. So I see multiple languages. So you can't solve it with English. Or, sorry, not even Hindi.
Correct.
We have to go and speak the language of the people.
What they understand.
What they understand, what they want to speak. Both the buyer and seller are speaking a local language. None of the Kiranas that I go and speak to, they don't speak in Hindi or English. I mean, if I'm in the Hindi heartland, they speak Hindi. But I'm going to Bihar, they speak Bhojpuri. They don't speak Hindi. So if I'm going to stick to my everything in Hindi, so that voice and today the good thing is that India government is doing some massive amount of work on the vernacular AI, fancy amount of work. And now the GPUs have come finally.
Correct.
They were asking where India is going, and government of India has committed. The massive GPU capability in India has arrived. And there are multiple startups that are working.
Correct.
And this massive movement is going to create a lot more interesting language-based, common sense activities for Indian businesses to perform better. And we want to be on the forefront of that. And that's what we are going to do. And that's where our vernacular, voice-based AI is going to help us. And I'm sure that there are other hundreds of startups, and we want this to be a big movement for India. This AI, this generative AI, this capability that the world has shifted to. And at the same time, we want to be in the forefront of this in the kiranas.
Got it. How does your AI-powered Zini retail POS change the game for small retailers?
So let's look at a POS machine. If you remember the good old days when we were young, this was a cumbersome,
a big one,
with a dot matrix printer on the other side.
Yeah.
It was a big piece by itself.
Correct.
Then it started becoming slightly smaller as two pieces. And then, India, if you look at it, the penetration of POS machine in the retail itself is only 7 to 8%.
Okay.
It's RBI data. So let's consider that some of these shops also got two machines. Not all, but this. That means.
But now they are small ones, right?
They're the handheld ones.
Handheld ones.
So handheld is not only a receiver. It's just only a. So
the
it is
bill
not
comes
highly.
out
Yeah,
of
it's just only a handheld, payment collection device, right?
Correct.
So a point of sale device is still not completely in the handheld yet, which it can. With the massive computing power that all these machines are currently getting into, it's doable. So that means you have around 90% of the retail out there is capable of improving themselves and getting ready to this 3 times more modernity. Yes.
So what are the features that you provide more than just a receiving machine?
Our machine is, number one, this is the only machine that can speak. It
Okay.
can it just don't, just speak
In
out.
your vernacular
it can
language,
speak into it. It can speak into it. It can speak to the machine. It can understand the customer walking in. It can refer to things. It can engage with the retailer like his digital Ramu. Right.
Nice. Okay.
And it has got 2 screens. And these screens are aligned towards consumer and the retailer.
So it's like this. It's like this, and one is this facing the other.
That's right. And the idea is that we need a simple device that's like a consumer device, not like a complex machinery.
What is it called? Zini.
Zini Cube. It's a cube.
Okay. Is it this one?
Yeah. This is cube. So
Okay.
this is a previous version.
Okay.
Right. So the current version is a lot more interesting looking aesthetic.
What you
with a
said,
lot of
this
feedback.
one is facing this side and one is
the other screen's on the other side. So the idea is that now the screens move within.
Got it.
So it accommodates the person whichever side that he is walking in. So I'm a 5-footer. There are 6-footers. So it can face the customer accordingly.
It will automatically move. You don't have to press any button.
Yeah, it's adjustable yet, but it can in the future. But the idea is that it can move. Number one is that it recognizes you. So this has got a lot of potential. The camera, it can recognizes you. So if you're an existing customer, it can quickly give you a welcome thingy. And it probably,
But does it speak or
it speaks.
It speaks.
It speaks. And you can speak into it too.
Got it.
So
it listens and it speaks.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's the idea. The idea is that, remove the dependency of very complex spreadsheets to how a businessman works on a retail end. He makes decisions. By speaking, understanding, looking at the inventory, he doesn't sit in front of a computer or take down notes and stuff and all. He makes decisions by seeing and talking. Acha, Maggi ho gaya, I'll replenish it. He's not going to, think about and put it in a spreadsheet and stuff and all. So we want that to happen with this machine. You can tell that, replenish and it pushes into the distributor.
Got it.
So
This will automatically
it's-
distribute, put it to the distributor that achha,
Ex-
this stock is over, I need 100 bottles and stuff like that,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And the business owner that is there, the
Yeah.
retail shop owner,
Yeah.
he does not actually interfere.
Yeah.
He is stress free and
He's stress free. He's saying that, whatever I have, I give him the order to the machine. Cube. Zini takes care of it. Zini is intelligent. Zini takes care of it. Zini says that order place kiya.
Oh yeah. Got
So I know that, this is done. So I'm going to say, for an afternoon, I'm going for a quick nap, 2 to 4. I come back and ask the genie,
कितना सेल हुआ?
कितना सेल हुआ? ये बीच में 2 और 4 के बीच में. And it
Wow.
clearly tells me in my
Wow.
language.
Interesting.
Right, in Marathi. Yeah. So it
That's
makes,
something very unique.
Yeah, it makes life easy for the retailer. No, I'm not adding more layers into it. Okay, my engineering team is adding more layers into their life. And we definitely have a lot of work to do because we bundle, because it's POS, it's ERP, it's payment ecosystem, it's embedded finance. It's got huge inventory management and planning. It's got a little bit of computer vision. It's huge.
It's huge.
But consumer, for me, my retailer, doesn't have to know all this. He speaks to the genie. He gets an answer from the genie. It tells you, it collaborates with you. And I think that's what the future is.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
this is like really very interesting. So tell me something, Rajesh. India's fintech revolution is often celebrated, with UPI, Paytm, digital payment gateways, etc. But most retailers are still operating in a hybrid world, right? How does BranchX bridge the gap between this offline and online for these merchants?
See, one key thing that we need to see is that we are in the post-website world. Right. Websites are there.
So there are Web 2.0.
Web 2.0. Then we came to Web 3.0. Now it's going past that. Right. We're talking about this generative AI.
Correct.
And then, Government of India has done some massive work on, ULI, worked on the ONDC. So all these are huge potentials that are going to be unlocked for the retailers. Now, they don't know where to go to. A small retailer somewhere in Marol cannot just go and upload his things into, because he doesn't know what this whole thing is. So, but probably Genie in the back end, the moment he signs up, he naturally pushes his inventory into it because Genie takes care of the heavy lifting. Because it understands the things at the local and saying that he is ready to sell of half his inventory where he has got huge control. He is ready to push it out onto the web world. So all of a sudden, someone in the same area who never bought from him, he looks at the website, he realizes that, okay, I have a local store who can deliver the same service probably without paying a convenience fee. And he's just next door. Probably I may even get his number, so I know that whom to call. Not to an unending level of IVRs or chat windows or stuff and all.
Customer care.
So somebody can really pick it up and say that, oh, hey, this is on the other side, there is a person.
So that also Genie does the talk.
Genie does the talk. So effectively, you're already dumped the requirement. Genie picks it up and put it into the request sheet and order management system in the back end. And retailers say that, 4 baje ke pehle deliver karna hai. And he just have to ensure that is happening because he knows that he has to do it because it's his business, which he will do.
That execution part, of course, he'll have to take care of.
That's right. So, probably somewhere down the line, probably another order management company or another company may plug into us. Say that, look here, I'm going to take orders. I'll aggregate these orders and I'll deliver. So then that becomes easy again for the retailer.
Can this Genie be put in a manufacturing plant or a factory setup or something like that? Or no?
See, let's just look at one key challenge. Cybersecurity and fraud is a big problem universally, globally. People do a lot of things. We keep hearing that Government of India has now instituted a large facility to prevent cyber cyber crimes. Just look at the Genie looking at people and gathering data and pushing it back to the regulator.
That could be big.
That could be big.
Very good,
only
very good
regulator-
facial recognition and data that you can get.
Exactly.
You can get your entire KYC through a pic.
Exactly, because already a couple of banks are already doing Smile Pay and stuff and all. So that
Yeah.
means it's already regulator has approved that pay. So I'm just saying that this pipe is only with the regulator. We don't have access to it. Regulator can see at people walking in and trying to do a fraud transaction. Now you know who this guy is. Previously there is only a handle. I mean, finally, so this can become huge. So there are possibilities of having more seeing and viewing things at the retailer end. And on the other end, all of us, the retailer makes his life himself very easy because he's saying that, look, I'm not worried about the number of people available there. I'm still getting more business coming in. I know what is happening to my business, and somebody is finally telling me that how to improve my business.
Correct.
Right. And why it is doing? Because it's got the aggregated capability of hundreds and
A lot of data that
thousands
is
of
being-
other retailers making decisions. And those decisions are
So
recorded.
that is also there in this Genie.
Yeah, so Zini is recommending from where? Zini is recommending by saying that
So many
Marol
data
mein-
points that they have.
Yeah, Marol mein this is happening. Everybody is selling
Or it
Maggi
may also-
masala
Huh.
and you're not holding enough of Maggi masala. Why are you putting more Maggi masala and sell more?
And it will give you even analysis and data of other areas also. Maybe Chakala, maybe Sakinaka.
Absolutely. You say that this is what is happening in your area. You're missing out.
Right?
Now, small stores are holding probably some cosmetics, something. This guy is not holding things that this could become dead inventory, becomes a dead stock. But he said, no, this area, all of a sudden cosmetics are moving.
Wow.
Right. So why don't you start?
And this is like a game changer for retailers, that it is literally your business analyst, it's your CFO, it's your CMO, it's everything for that one person who is, whose shop it is.
Genie, magical genie. And what am I doing? We're doing nothing. We're just gathering data and analyzing data and giving
Providing
back to
that report and providing that insights to the
Right.
retailer.
So you cannot create Viksit Bharat by just staying in tier 1. So that is why we're going to this guy who's across India, who learns about how to run his business better. So all of a sudden just think, everybody's got a KPMG and EY in a box for that small retailer.
Makes sense. That's a very good way to put it, actually.
Yeah.
BranchX has grown rapidly, right? You've
right.
clocked 115, 110 crore plus
Yes.
in revenues recently. You've digitized 10,000 plus retailers.
Right.
What's been your playbook for scaling in such a fragmented, operationally complex market, especially in tier 2, tier 3 cities also?
Right. See, what we believe is that, making it very spreadsheet looking to more user experience first model.
Okay.
So I'll have to thank my partner there. Extremely, though is an ex-banker, he behaves like a CMO.
Sajid?
Sajid.
Okay.
Yeah. Literally looks at, the buttons, the color, the depth, the angle, and collects feedback from that and, insists on certain things, right? I came from a marketing industry. So sometimes I said, Sajid, are you going over? But then finally the retailer and hence the salesman comes back and says, so जो सबको ये जो UI पसंद आया, जो they feel it as more friendly, easy to use. It's the same thing, but it's made better, looks better. So that detailing is very, very important for you to talk to a semi-educated, uneducated customer who's a retailer, but who looks at efficiency. He's not looking at complexity. So that's where our fast thing was, because then all of a sudden they see a different kind of a frame. The whole thing looks interesting
Correct.
and better looking. And that is one. Second, what we also doing is our distribution channels are more vibrant. We're not going via the standard routes of distribution. We're going via a little bit more of mixed hybrid models to ensure that the reach.
What is the mix hybrid model?
We directly use our own salesmen.
Correct.
So that they give us feedback
Direct
directly.
leads and
so,
direct references.
So we know that what is the improvement that is needed.
Correct.
But we use distributor and salesmen on the other end. So where they'll just give us more access to further sales faster.
Got it.
Yeah, we're also now experimenting and working on a couple of digital models, and our early tests are looking good. So if that works well, I think our penetration can accelerate a lot. So we're very very aggressively looking at that piece. So a senior team of marketeers are looking at it, and if that works well, then the distribution can become a lot more interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What are the biggest operational or regulatory hurdles you faced scaling BranchX as a fintech for the offline market, and how did you overcome them?
See, when you go to a retailer, he already has some form of a banking. The problem is he came from a different world of banking that he doesn't realize that what form of banking need to be used and what form of banking not used so that he can spend his money for himself. So this is not a regulatory challenge that we said, it's a mindset challenge by the operator.
Okay. But so y'all don't face regulatory challenges from the RBI or something?
No, because what
Nothing.
we are doing is we are just giving the banks and financial institutions better
More business.
visibility to what is happening out there. It's no more about the distributor is saying that मैंने 10 लाख का माल भेजा, but primary है, secondary नहीं है. But here we are connecting both the pieces and saying that you sent 10 lakhs worth of data material and you moved 7 lakhs. There is
So
3
3
lakhs
lakh
is
gap.
getting dead stock, which is also helping even OEM. Why am I manufacturing a lot of that batch? Instead, I should be producing this batch.
So
I
this
go-
can also go to an OEM. That's
OEM.
what
I'm saying that 30,000
Yeah,
crores
that's why I
worth of
asked, can
material.
it go to a manufacturing plant?
Manufacturing plant.
So even they can come to know what is the inventory or last
Exactly.
time kitna sales hua tha, how many units got sold of this car or of this
True. So
product.
it's doable, but we don't want to
Spread to different.
Yeah, we think that this is itself is a big chunk of problem to solve,
Correct.
and on which we want to focus on. It is interesting. There is a real problem that you and me, everybody can face this problem, because this guy, this Uncle G whose store.
You won't believe, actually, just last year, I guess, there was a chemist store
Okay.
close to my house, and that achanak se, because that building was getting, what do you call it was getting demolished to
Right.
build something
Right.
else or something like that, and the store was inside that building
Right.
on the outside part of it. So they had to shut shop, and they could not really start a fresh shop again.
Understood.
So I think these kind of things would be happening at so many places where, due to any circumstance, a kirana store or a mom and pop shop is getting shut off.
Right.
And maybe sometimes due to these operational reasons that, okay, we don't know how much inventory we had to load up. They could not really measure or take analysis of the sales, kitna ho sakta hai,
Right.
or margin analysis, etc. Which product is giving me more margin, so which should I keep more?
Exactly.
Who is like in the shelf, basically, should I keep at the front of the shelf, back of the shelf?
Yes.
Okay.
So when the machine is watching, so my team is currently experimenting with connecting into the cameras, right? So then the data comes up saying that where the customer is looking. So I think see, it's not that only we're doing it. There is so much of knowledge out there. We're bundling it smarter. So we are in the middle of looking at a couple of acquisitions and stuff and all in the same route. Rather than building it,
Correct.
there are companies out there
There are companies out
that
there.
are built but not being capable of scaling. But these are massive, knowledgeable
And
companies.
these
ITs.
companies that you're looking to acquire, are they from again tier 2, tier 3 markets, or they are more metro markets?
Technically, there are metros, but because we are not looking at the company's origin, we are looking at the problem
That they're solving,
Right,
and
right.
the customers that they have.
Right. So I think in terms of distribution, there is a company that is really up north. We're looking at them because they gives us access to a lot more footprints
Northern
into
markets
the
also.
more retailers. We're looking at an AI company. Right. So we just had a good ERP program that this company has done amazingly well. During COVID, they had a pushback, but we know them, and we were talking to them. We asked them, look, why don't we collaborate and build this? And they probably, it was like they were literally looking forward to someone to communicate to them that way. We came, we had just clear understanding. because we already knew them from personally. So we just put the team into action. We just looked at their business model. We just engaged a party, friendly party, who looked at both the sides, unbiased view. We exchanged the notes. We understood, took them over. Now the team is working very collaboratively with us and improving one or two products that we were building, which we could have taken probably a long more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
To build.
And
So
that's why this inorganic growth acquisition always works.
that's
yeah.
right. So we're looking at a couple of more, opportunities like that. This will help us to, because we believe that our retailer transformation is a product, but it requires a lot more inputs, and there are tons of ideas out there across India. Smart kids who are building very beautiful ideas. Every day. I mean, you're hearing a lot more than this. And in your podcast, you will be meeting some very, very creative, innovators and founders. So these people, some of them needs a window out. Some of them are creators. They're not business people. So we need to help them to do their business better. So we believe that we are helping them out and doing their business better. We mean part of it. It gives us a lot more. Our promise also becomes bigger and interesting, and their vision doesn't die out.
Yeah, and it's a value add for your existing products that you already have.
100%.
Got it. Okay. For an entrepreneur starting from scratch, what are the most critical first steps to get from idea to your first 100 customers or a 10 lakh in revenue in the fintech space particularly?
I think, the good thing is about regulatory. Very friendly regulatory. People think that, regulatory is not friendly. Regulatory is very friendly. RBI has an innovation hub. They help you to tune your business better. RBI. Just think, a regulator, country's regulator is out there to help you to get your business fly.
Okay.
So
What is it called?
It's RBI Innovation Hub. Reserve Bank of India Innovation Hub.
Okay.
And they collaborate with banks. They collaborate with leading institutions like IIM Bangalore or probably, BITS Pilani, and collaborate and build and help startups to build further. So you need to look at them. You need to look at, the customer clearly. Don't just be a, beautiful idea. Start listening to various shapes and forms of your customer. Is she tall? She's got a different requirement. Is she short? Has she got a different requirement?
Understand their problem.
Their problems a lot more better. Spend a lot of time on that side. And then learn to become a salesman. Sell. Because if you can't sell, you're going to depend on somebody else to sell for you, then that's not a good trait.
Correct.
But if you know, then, why selling? You learn your customer more and more. You know her. So you're going to work for her better and better, improve your product. Because then, you're in the 0 to 1 journey. If you know your customer, your 0 to 1 journey is shorter. Hence, you can go from 1 to 10 a lot more faster. Because, we today, all of us are no more talking about valuation, right? We're talking about profits.
Correct.
Right. So then if you can shorten this journey of 0 to 1 and accelerate your 1 to 10, you're all of a sudden, you're a very successful fintech leader where there is no dearth of money. There are enough funds out there, massive amounts of fund from pre-stage, pre-idea stage to, at any stage. There is so much of capital. Institutions are out there to help you. So, but you have to have an extreme clarity about, regulatory and customer. You just focus on it. Technology is no more a big challenge.
वो बन जाएगी.
वो बन जाएगी. You just need to apply your mind there, and you work with the right team. And I think it's just a good time to be in fintech right now. That's what I'm seeing a lot of founders around us in our networks and the people that we speak to. And there is a lot of energy out there, a lot of potential out there, and lots of new things that are getting built in. And tier 2, tier 3. Don't again, try to become another, a loyalty
Paytm.
program or, etc.
Or a payment gateway or a lending company.
You can do that, but identify a core vertical opportunity that you can really build on before you horizontalize your playground.
Got it. Makes sense. I think fintech as a space, it has become very, very, again, I would not say fragmented, but I would say that many players are trying to do the same thing.
Right. Absolutely.
Whether it's lending, then there's so many people doing educational loans, so many doing gold loans, so many doing this, that becomes very common. There is no differentiator.
Yes.
And then you're playing on the price point.
You just said that.
Right?
You just said that.
Then there is wealth platforms.
Right.
Where it is like, like a Grow or a Zerodha.
Right.
Zerodha is, of course, not a startup anymore. But these kind of startups where you are into investments and creating wealth, basically.
Absolutely.
Again, no differentiator. Everyone is zero brokerage, brokerage free and stuff like that.
Right.
So everyone has that same hook, that no low cost pricing and stuff. I mean, this is something which is really unique, very differentiated in terms of fintech, when I have to say, because for a different target audience, a different product, having AI and actually having AI that is making use of the data to solve the real life problem of that retailer.
True. And speaks Bharat.
And speaks Bharat. Yes. So that is actually differentiated and unique, I think. And that is what many innovators or new age founders should focus on, where now the actual problem is. Wealth is being solved, lending is being solved, insurance to an extent is being solved. So where is the new problem? Where is the problem currently?
See, we are accelerating to become one of the largest middle class market in the world.
Correct.
Right. 500 million population. Just think, 500 million population is going to be middle class. Better consumption patterns, understands things better, not worried about lending capability available, have a job in some form of a job security in a country that is already becoming faster, accelerating towards the next stage. Right. So they're not going to come and always stay in a Mumbai or a Bangalore. They're going to stay in Indore. They're going to stay in Bhopal. And they're going to have the same kind of a consumption and better consumption. So if you can build, my retailer is going to be upgraded. And if I'm going to service him better and better, I'm going to make a lot more money than service somebody in Mumbai or Bangalore. So if I can look at that, if somebody like me can look at that, there are hundreds of beautiful ideas out there that can be serviced to the tier 2 of India, the Bharat. That is not serviced properly. Banks are very open because they don't have the access. So you're not going to get into the bank's territory. We are actually helping banks and financial institutions to get their access to these places. So there are a lot of opportunities out there when it comes to. So the new ideas in fintech should really focus towards India 2 and India 3.
Valid point.
Huge window.
Valid point.
So I believe that and with AI, with the various India AI programs and various other programs and the language vernacular AI, the voice that is coming and becoming very common in the technology industry, I believe that the next stage of India's growth is going to be massively in
Tier
the
2,
India
tier
2. Yes.
Okay. Can you walk us through your MVP journey? How did you decide what features to prioritize for launch, and how did you iterate given based on their early feedback?
See, when we built it, we didn't just put a Zini out there and try building it. We said, what is the low hanging is ERP POS. So that's what he understands. So you can't just go and put one UFO out there and say that this is Boeing. I have nothing to do with Boeing. I don't want anything to do with Tesla. We have Mahindra. Show me a nice Mahindra, a car that my family can drive. Right? Don't tell me Tesla. I am not in the urban world, right? I'm not dreaming that. I'm dreaming about what I know. So give him what he knows. So we started working on the ERP POS environment. We started working on the payment space. So we have this huge access to payment because we've been in this industry. So we know this 300,000 other retailers who talks about how the money is coming, going, where it's getting settled and collected and stuff.
Correct.
So we understand. So we went into those two things that he was already familiar with. We made that part of the journey easy. Then we slowly introduced the next stage of, saying that we can give you data, a little more data. He gets worried saying that my data you're going to take away. Now we said rather this data is going to come back to you enriched. You can't speak that language.
Very difficult to again convince them, right?
So you will have to tell him his language. I am going to tell you what is going to sell better. I'm going to tell you what is going to be expired better. Sir, I already know what is going to expire better because my distributor is going to come and take it away anyway. I said, but all products, you're saying that 100%? Then he said, no, 100% nahi hai, 70% hai. So you don't want 30%? So this is where the nudging happens. So I think our MVP became a series of nudges and not just a finished bottle like this. It was a series of acts and improvements and stuff and all. And we have a long way to go. It's not like,
Yeah, and after many customer feedbacks,
yes.
questions,
Yes.
queries being solved,
yes.
kept on working on it.
Yeah.
But
So
when was the first MVP launched?
we did it. Now this is the company itself. If you remember from our original avatar, we completed 5 years. Yes. And in terms of our original journey was to have the Rajarani card.
Yeah.
So that's where it
There's
was
a
a consumer
card,
product,
consumer product.
you know, where the two cards connected to a single wallet for which we have a patent, and we have Genie. So what we did is, I don't know, we said, instead of, getting there, so when from the shift happened of focusing on the B2B side more than on the B2C side, I would say that our journey currently is around 19-20 months now.
So that pivot happened.
Yeah.
Your first MVP that was there.
Right.
It was probably looking difficult to scale that and have a very difficult journey out
Yeah,
there.
we think that the journey, when you're trying to, change the behavior, it's going to take a longer time.
Rather you
You look at a pain point that is right in front of you. Somebody
And
is
solve
every day
that.
complaining, who say that, sir, if you solve this problem, I'll solve that problem. So we just put the adjacency towards the
Got
problem
it.
that something came from. So 20 months.
Got it. Okay. So what are the biggest behavioral differences you've observed between urban consumers and those in the tier 2, tier 3 markets when it comes to adopting these fintech solutions?
Speed of trust. It
Okay.
takes a little bit time to get into the trust. When you get the trust is not lost. It stays there.
They're very loyal.
Yeah, very loyal.
And I don't think, maybe with urban consumers, I'm not sure. I would be the wrong person to comment. But maybe they would move from one brand to another brand or another company a little faster
Yes.
on whoever tempts him more with the pricing or quality or like.
Exactly.
But I think rural customers
Rural
would
customer, he stays on in the game for longer because there is a lot more, value onto the person to person. So you stick to that relationship. So, but even then, let's put the same query back into the retailer end. Retailer is also seeing that but his chunk is leaving. The village all of a sudden the able-bodied men and women are leaving, and some of them are not coming back. They go into the urban environment. So he's feeling this as much as his trust. His people are there.
who are leaving.
They're leaving. So he need to make more money to get his business in the same place with a slightly depleting population in the same town.
So you'll have to cut on cost or do
So
something
that
better.
be, intelligent enough. And so these things, if we can really, it takes a little extra time to communicate to him. But if he communicates, he understands that. And when he understands that, he start using you. Then whoever comes and tries to displace you, they will not. Even sometimes, even for my competitor, because see, the kind of comprehensive build that we have, as Zini has a build, nobody else is praying so much.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we have competitors in certain categories, not in all categories. So even when they say that, your existing product is only giving you 10% capability, whereas this is 100%, we realize that some of these retailers saying that, sir, फिर भी
हमको इतना चल जाएगा.
नहीं, I want to retain and stay with my original vendor because of the relationship and trust. Surprisingly. So he values the relationship a lot more. So we just going back and still, tell him that, the relationship is important, but at the same time, this is your business. You're getting a lot more service out here, not because of the money factor, but because your business is going to improve. So that journey. So
Correct.
So from an urban, probably I may need 1.5 visits. Here I need to do 3
to 4
visits.
Got it. Is there a misconception about rural consumers that you wish more fintech founders understood?
Because of the UPI, there is a large level of there is a bank account, there is a UPI, there is a smart mobile phone in your hand. So in terms of, and then they all have access to the similar kind of influencer communication. So because of which the fashion trends are changing faster compared to what we thought it is. There are more conspicuous consumption happening out there also. So it's may not be they may not be buying your Armani, but they're buying probably I don't know they're buying brands some
Correct.
form,
Correct.
right, which they are familiar of. Each of them have familiar with this thing. So there is a lot of constructively structured form of buying is happening from there also, because somebody buys something, they like it, they're going to have a word of mouth spread, and people are buying that. That means the capability to resell a similar quality product to the same customer is now increased. And and second thing is about the new habits, because you can push a button and get things done. Creating new fintech habits are now easier than ever before.
Yeah.
So there's a huge potential out there.
Okay. Got it. For founders looking to build for Bharat, what's one mistake to avoid and one principle to always follow?
Don't think English.
Ah,
You know,
that's a mistake to avoid. Yeah.
Think from, again, like I said earlier,
Vernac.
go vernac and identify that vernac and see that if you want to compare with another vernac. Just see that there's a difference between that, because we have 100 odd different kinds of thinking. Each, capital city versus other cities, versus tier 2 to versus village. So we have 4 within one state. Then spread it across all our 28. So you're talking about a spectrum of around 100 plus colors are out there. So you can very beautifully, if you start looking at it, you can find your color.
Got it.
That is big enough.
We'll move to the last section of this podcast, which is the rapid fire, right? So your first question is, where do you see the biggest untapped opportunity for new founders today?
Tier 2, India 2. Huge opportunity. There is nothing to think about it. You can do a lot of India
In
1.
any sector, in any business.
Sector. Because consumption's increasing massively. You go to any small town, ask somebody to go back after 10 years and say that reread. They say that streets have changed. Visual of the streets have changed. Consumption styles have changed. All big brands that you see are in some form and shape, are in some present there. That means consumption's high. Are we servicing them?
Got it. What's the one piece of advice you wish every fintech founder would ignore? That they are ignoring right now? Any advice that they keep on ignoring?
I think scaling potential's phenomenal as we go to tier 2. So start experimenting on your tier 2
I think
exposure.
they are ignoring that stuff. Got it. Interesting. What's a fintech trend you think is totally overhyped?
I think, we are also onto the same thing, AI. Everything is AI. Everybody is AI.
Some
even,
people only they just say AI, but
when
they
my
don't
product guy comes and sometimes presents stuff, I say that this is too much. This is, this sounds like an Amitabh Bachchan is walking out. So I say that sometimes. So AI is a little overhyped, but so that's one. So I believe that is one, and in terms of probably a little bit of, how do I say that, impactful lending, missing piece. So if somehow these two can start connecting to each other, that's one mistake that people are doing. We're not doing this and that. You say the microfinance, huge opportunity out there.
Okay.
A lot of people are huge already. People who are the early runners of
Early
the fintech
runners,
world of India, right? They're all huge. 6,000, 10,000 crores assets under management companies, right?
Correct.
So if if we can somehow start looking at those possibilities and start bridging, even transforming some of those companies is also opportunity. So those kind of stuff, and we not seeing those.
Got it. If you could break one RBI rule for a day, which would it be?
Number one, I don't want to break it because they're such a lenient regulator.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'll have more CBDC, the central bank digital currency, the e-rupee. I think I want it to be available for more common wallets, so that India's deployment of money can be seen, so that a lot of these cyber crimes and those kind of stuff.
It'll be on a ledger itself.
Yeah,
I think
currently it's still I want to quickly deploy it, and with the speed that they're deploying it, this would massively help the country to get its the taxation improves, efficiency improves, and a lot more wealth can come into mainstream for a better
Mainstream,
utility.
correct,
Better
correct.
utility, yeah.
And funnily, the previous guest, who's also from fintech, he said
right.
RBI is very difficult. So, you know.
Yeah.
So finish this sentence. The future of Bharat fintech is.
Zini.
Well said. Thanks a lot, Rajesh.
Yeah.
I think wonderful having you on Level Up. It was a very interesting conversation to understand about BranchX, to understand
right,
about
right.
Zini, to understand about fintech and
Right,
Bharat in
right,
particular.
right.
Got a lot of insights on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for coming